Turning my microphone on. That's not supposed to happen. I don't know how long that has been happening and I haven't noticed, but that's really funny. I think it happened to me earlier as well. So, if you're watching this, you're a special kind of bored. But dang, okay. So, notes from this session is there's a lot of issues with branching points and specifically one of the functions that has to do with deciding what branching point is next. I am in the middle of reworking a lot of really like older code, so it probably has my one of my reworks has probably messed that up. Either that or I created the new assets wrong. I got test assets now, and I've been walking around, and every time I see this, I laugh because it's ridiculous. I need to remake this. I need to redo the scale on these things. I need to make them like multiple different ones or figure out how tiling works a lot better. That way I can make them tile properly. Because when this is like working, it works. But whenever you hit like a corner and it like gets all squunchy, it's kind of like not ideal. I really like the kind of vibe that's going on here. In retrospect, I would have added a sprint key for this testing um, session. But yeah, I don't even know if continuing to make left turns only is going to make a difference. I'm probably just stuck. I think that's really funny that I've been walking for 20 minutes and I didn't even realize that. Oh, there it was again. Okay. All right. I guess we just keep going until we either find an exit or we have to exit the application because we get locked behind some kind of messed up dead end. And there are clearly a lot of issues with not rendering, spawning in the ends of hallways because earlier, it was happening a lot more earlier. I haven't seen one in a while, but just like a staring, something where you're just like staring out into the void for no reason. I think that's kind of funny. Um, so clearly this is not perfect, but it is very funny. Um, yeah, I keep on looking behind me now. I feel like I'm going insane. Uh, anyways, what do I talk about? Because I want to keep walking, and I've turned my mic on. I can't turn that off. Um, it's 12:56 a.m. right now. There's another dead end. Lovely work. My favorite foods, top three foods. Number one, probably chili cheese. Just like chili and cheese, and you put like tortilla chips in there, and then you put like sour cream and more cheese. Mm-mm-mm. Yummy in my tummy. And then my second favorite food ever, probably chili dogs. So you take that chili that you just made, and then you put it on a hot dog. But that's pretty good. My third favorite food is probably chili fries. If I had to, if I had to reckon, I think that chili fries are pretty good. Um, Especially with like sour cream on the side. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Streamlabs is telling me to get ready for the Elden Ring DLC. Girl, I have played that game for like 5 hours and I did not beat a single boss. I was just walking around. Oh, which is what I'm doing in this. Okay. Yeah, like whenever you're going through a hallway, there's a bit of illusion breaking where you can see the seam. I'll have to go in and make a better texture for that eventually. But when you're just doing this, oh, come on now. That feels cool. But then as soon as you hit this and you go, ooh, and then it makes a little car screeching sound, and you're like, ooh, screech. And then that happens in your head. Anyways, this game, I am I'm really enjoying working on it. It's kind of taking up my entire brain right now, which is kind of stupid. That and like one other thing have been like completely absorbing my life. If I didn't have this right now, I'd probably be going insane. Um, that situation should improve vastly soon, one way or another. But um, this is fine. This is really fun to work on. I don't know how to do anything though. Uh, Good upgrades. These are planes, not like 3D objects, which means they are not rendering the other side of the object. It also means I don't think they're contributing to shadows, um, which is kind of weird because I don't think lighting will work. So I'll have to figure out some sort of other way of doing lighting. I kind of want to figure out some other way of doing movement as well. I think I'm going to move away from a rigid body and move towards simply using a like a couple of ray casts, like one in whatever direction I'm moving, checking to see if there's an object, and then if there's not, or if there is, then like stop me a certain distance away from that object, and then like I don't know, do something like that. I think that'd be cool. Um, and then for movement, I'm just gonna like set player height, and then it like goes up or down based off that, and that way I could handle bumps a bit better. Because I want to add some more height variation to this, so I'm gonna add like a little half step, I think, or maybe I'll add like a spiral staircase route where it goes up, 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 and then you go up that, and it brings you to another layer of this floor. Because or I guess level would be better because it's like the goal of the game is to get to the next level of the dungeon. Um, and clearly there's a scaling problem here because goddamn, this is big. I'm planning on adding like a map that the player can have, and that should not be that difficult to implement, especially with the reworks I'm making. I'm moving it away from instantiating along with like deciding where things are and moving it towards just deciding where things are and then instantiating. So if I do it that way, I can decide where things are and then instantiate the map and then instantiate uh, like the actual physical dungeon. Though I can, well, calling it physical, I guess, isn't too accurate. It's a digital dungeon. Um, I could probably just say, okay, for each segment here, make it on the map, except not or whatever, and that way I could have like the map pieces that I want to have throughout the dungeon, where you find them in chests, and then it fills out your map slowly. And I think that'd be cool. I don't want it to like fill out your map for each segment. I want it to fill it out for each hallway or each branch, even. Just I want like a collection of hallways on a map piece, and then you put that shit together and there's a dead end. That is so trippy. That actually like fucks you up so badly because you'll just be walking. I got distracted from what I was saying. I was talking about maps. Um Anyways, yeah, I think that'd be cool. You do like the Zelda Ocarina of Style type maps where you do that. Anyways, that's really funny. I don't know why I'm still like recording. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of. Is this playtesting? I don't think this is playtesting. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. I'm kind of playtesting. I'm showing an example of like scale, but because the game doesn't work properly yet, it's kind of hard for me to actually communicate that scale. Um, I don't know. I want to add a lot more of like hallway typings, I think. I want to add connections between different hallways from different branches. I think with door pieces, I think that might work pretty well. Um, I also want like locks. I want locked doors that you can find keys in chests for. I should add chests soon. I want to add rooms first though, which you might think, okay, these are rooms. Not really. I want to add a room that you walk into and it goes for a little bit in each direction and then it goes for a little bit in that direction. And I think that would be pretty kind of easy to make where I just set like a max room size and then I basically like as this hallway gets generated and then as this one gets generated during like the selection of next branching types, it does like a coin flip. And it's like a very weighted coin. And then like if the really rare chance wins, it becomes a bigger room. And then because the way I do it is I check. I say, okay, um, all right. So from here, if you go out and then you say, okay, I'm just a little test object. I'm a little fake thing that doesn't actually exist. And then you go in this direction, you go in the forward direction and you check. You say, okay, is there anything here? No? Okay, then it can be it can go forward. Okay, and then you can go, oh, it can go right. And so what happened here is it either discovered that it could not go left, or it could go left and it just randomly decided to go with the right split model. Um, so what we would do instead is we would say, okay, go here, and then go in that direction for half of the room size, um, half of the room size, and then go in that direction for half of the room size. And if that one, if it hits something um, on that side, then go in that direction for the amount of remaining room sizes. And then at the ends, like corners that have been decided here, you go forward for the amount of room size, and then you see if either one of them hits something. If something does, you take the shorter option, and then you go forward. And if that shorter option hits something, then you go back one, you move forward. If that hits something, you do that again until it doesn't hit something, and then you make a room there. Um, if the room ends up being like less than one wide, you probably would just make that room into a normal branching point, which I think would be kind of simple to implement in like a conceptual sense. Like I know how to do it, but the execution of it would be a little more difficult. A lot of this is just figuring out the logic behind, okay, how do I let this computer decide how this should go? Because I'm going to have to just keep on adding details and options for the computer to choose from, and then continuing to think of every single possible case of something going wrong. Which honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with that already, and I don't have all that many parts. This is actually made up of, I think, there's dead end hallway. Um, actually, it's just called dead hallway. There's entrance, exit. I promise the exit does exist. There's a dead end. So this is dead end. This is hallway. This is a left turn. This is a split. Okay. Um, let's see. What's up next? Another left turns from some hallways. Okay, this is a right turn. And then this is a right split. And this is a normal split. I just call them splits. They're more like neutral splits. And let's see, where's a left split? And this is a dead end. I don't really have any straight ahead rooms like this where it just goes straight ahead because that's kind of just what a hallway does. The way it works is it actually uses the process of elimination to check, okay, can you go left, right, forward? Okay. If you can go left and right, then it's a split. If you can go left and forward, it's a left split. If you can go right and forward, it's a right split. If you can go left, right, and forward, you take your pick. But if you can only go left, it's a left turn. If you can only go right, it's a right turn. If you can only go straight, it's a hallway. And so that's why you'll see some pretty long hallway segments actually, like this one. This is ridiculously long. I set the maximum hallway length to be 4 segments long. And so you have 1, 2, all right, 2 is the minimum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's cool. So what this one did was it discovered that you can't go forward and you can't go right, but you can go left, so it's a left turn. And this is a dead end because why not? I guess. I don't really know why that happens. I'm gonna have to run some tests just to look at it from the like Unity inspector to figure out what's happening. And then I'll have to look through my code and figure out what the heck I'm doing wrong, which is probably everything if I'm thinking about it. I also want to shift this away from kind of a coin flip method of generation to a seeded method of generation. Either that or I need to figure out some way of saving this. I need to figure out a way of like saying, okay, do this every time in this way. And I want to do that because Minecraft does like a seeded method where they're like, okay, it's based off a seed, so every single time you launch the game and you open up a world, you aren't opening up the same world that you had before. Sorry, I've been talking too long. You're opening up like the seed and it's launching it and bringing it up, and then they're layering in all of the modifications that have happened because they're like storing the world and its changes along with the seed. It's weird, but for the most part it's based on the seed every single time you open it. That's why it has to load in and you have to render chunks, because whenever you walk too far away from a chunk, it's de-rendering because you don't want to be rendering a whole lot of shit. And it's kind of the same with this game. Whenever I get to the point where I need to, which is probably now, I probably should be doing this now. I need to be culling objects that are further away. And that's kind of why I would like to do it from a seed, because if I can do it from a seed, then that way I can start culling things a lot easier, where I'm already recording it based off of a coordinate system where like, okay, if this was 0, 0, then this is 0, 1. This is 0, 1, then this is 1, 1. This is 1 1. This is 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6, 5 6, 6 6, devil number 6 7, 6 8, 6 9. This is 6 9. That's 69. That's a sex number. They do that whenever they have sex, which I know all about. 42 minutes into my yap session where I don't really say anything. Yeah, I hope I actually finish this project. I'm kind of notorious for not. So, for not finishing this product, so who knows, actually. Who knows if I will. If I don't, I'll probably be dead or something. I don't know. I hope not. Life's kind of good right now. I'm having a good time, chilling. I'm gonna graduate this semester from college. Okay, this is kind of interesting. With 2 dead hallways, which means that it extended and then immediately found out that it could not do it. So it's getting pretty cramped out here, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there's a dead hallway. Yeah, because the way it generates hallways is it generates in a priority, actually every direction works in a priority order of forward, left, right. And that's kind of objective. Well, technically it's back, forward, left, right. Shh, don't tell anyone about that. I actually also record the backwards direction as an option there, and then when I'm looping through all the directions for a branching object to create something, I start it from a counter of 1, so that way I can use the directions.count thing, because I'm storing it as like a vector 3 list. If you program in C# and in Unity, you'll know what that is. I like it. Also, the textures are actually upside down. I made them on the walls. I think I rotated the wall differently. However, from a design perspective, it actually works better because, oh, we found an exit. It's not a real exit, but it's my exit for the video. Because when you're looking at this, if you were holding like a torch or something and you were walking, the light would be caught on the underside of the bricks, not on the top side. Though the way it would actually work is like both sides of the brick would probably be illuminated and then like the middle would be a little shadowed, because what would be happening is you'd have like light that is like bouncing off of all these walls and reflecting. It'd be weird. I would have to figure that out. I don't really want to do that. Anyways, let's jump out of here. I don't have like falling set up, so I can actually do this and just fall under this for a bit until the shadows bring it away. Okay, I guess it's time for me to end the video. Alright, everyone have a lovely day. I hope I keep working on this. Right now, the name I'm going with is Unsure Expeditions, but I don't know if I'm going to keep that. I might change it to something simpler, like The Dungeon, or something. I don't know. That's kind of a haughty name, though, I figure. Because, like, I'd just be saying, oh, this is the dungeon. This is the dungeon. Daisy's dungeon. I don't know. Anyway, have a good night. Bye bye.